Hello everyone, and welcome to the Financial Profit. In today's profit report, we will discuss a very special company, my top lithium stock. And I have to say that I like several lithium companies, including SQM, LAC, SLI, but my favorite is Albemarle, stock symbol ALB. Now, I have accumulated a pretty significant Albemarle position. In fact, with a weight of nearly 5%, it is one of my portfolio's most significant holdings now. I like Albemarle stock for several reasons. One of the primary factors that attracted me to Albemarle is that it's the most considerable lithium producer globally. Another element that has enabled me to go deeper into this sector is that the lithium downturn has lasted for years, that we're finally witnessing the signs of a potential long-term turnaround now. Meanwhile, due to the global slowdown in electric vehicles, a lithium glut due to Chinese and other companies overproducing, a persistently low price since the 2022 highs, and other transitory variables, Albemarle's stock experienced a remarkable decline. In fact, Albemarle's stock experienced a staggering decline, dropping from a high of around $320 in late 2022, just about $50 recently. This dynamic equated to roughly an 85% peak to trough drop. However, with the stock rebounding robustly and price action now firmly above the 50 and the 200-day moving averages, the worst may be behind the company and its stock. Moreover, the improving price action in Albemarle stock coincides with a potential long-term bottom and possible increasing improvement in the lithium market, which could lead to substantially higher lithium prices down the line. Please keep in mind that lithium is one of the most widely implemented resources globally. We use lithium everywhere in so many things all around us, ranging from batteries to air conditioners, pharmaceuticals, optics, and even nuclear fission and rocket propulsion. Perhaps most importantly, lithium is a key element in electric vehicle batteries, and increased EV demand could drive lithium prices considerably higher moving forward, potentially creating a highly favorable market environment for Albemarle and other top lithium producing stocks. Now, I want to talk about Albemarle's excellent management for a minute, because management is extremely important for a company, especially one that's in a very challenging space like lithium. One of my favorite factors about Albemarle is what appears to be an excellent management team. Now, the primary reason I have a very favorable view of CEO Kent Masters and his team is the resilient way that Albemarle has navigated the lithium crisis. Despite the lithium market facing numerous challenges and the price of lithium being depressed for an abnormally long time frame, Albemarle reported considerably better than expected earnings in its most recent quarters. This dynamic highlights considerable cost-cutting and a forward-looking approach from the company's management. Albemarle has also managed to keep and grow its dividend despite being in this very challenging place. Albemarle was even able to post a surprise profit of 11 cents per share last quarter, outpacing the consensus estimate by a whopping 92 cents. The company also outpaced revenue estimates by a considerable 102.8 million, or about 8%, which is a very good sign for the future. Now, despite facing some considerable earnings pressure late last year, Albemarle may have turned the corner finally earnings-wise, and I would not be surprised to see the company continue outperforming as the lithium glut comes to an end and lithium prices improve moving forward. Now, the last two earnings reports were considerably better than anticipated, and this constructive trend could persist as we advance. I also believe that future estimates may be much too depressed here, and Albemarle could return to substantial profitability notably faster than expected. Again, it looks like the analysts are much too bearish on Albemarle here. I think it's very interesting that the average price target is just slightly above Albemarle's current stock price, And despite the price action improving substantially, the average price target hasn't budged. It hasn't increased for the stock, which is very odd. It looks like, the analysts are very much behind the curve on Albemarle stock here. This dynamic suggests that many analysts may be much too bearish on Albemarle's prospects. And again, they could be far behind the curve now. And remember, Albemarle has done an excellent job cutting costs recently. And lithium prices appear to be turning around, which are extremely positive factors for Albemarle. So it's seeing multiple positive factors that could turn into very substantial tailwinds for the company's stock moving forward. Also, increased demand for electric vehicles and other lithium-related products, coupled with less global production of lithium, could enable lithium prices to continue to recover, which is again excellent news for Albemarle's shareholders. Still, many analysts appear reluctant to upgrade, and they could end up chasing the stock in the future, like they very often do. I have one question. Are you ready for a short squeeze? Because in addition to too many analysts being overly bearish on lithium and Albemarle, and electric vehicles for that matter, it's a very heavily shorted stock. Albemarle is. Roughly 13% of the company's stock is still sold short, making ALB one of the most shorted stocks in the S&P 500. I believe it's in the top 10 right now. This dynamic could enable the potential for a more significant short squeeze as we advance. We already witnessed a partial short squeeze as the stock surged from about $50 to over $80 recently. So we've already seen the short interest decrease from about 16% earlier this year to roughly 13% now. And in dollar terms, there's still about $1 billion of ALB stock sold short. Now, this is versus the high of over $2 billion in late 2023. So we're really seeing that short position basically start to come in, which is also suggestive of a possible more significant short squeeze going forward. Therefore, we could continue seeing more short covering, which could enable Albemarle stock to basically surge, possibly in the later half of 2025 and in 2026. I believe these could be massive breakout years for Albemarle as it transitions from being unprofitable to possibly significantly more profitable in a relatively short time frame. So again, we've seen Albemarle improve its efficiency substantially recently, and this dynamic, it really could persist, I believe. Therefore, we could see Albemarle's earnings improve much more than anticipated in future quarters, and years for that matter. Albemarle could return to notable profitability much quicker than expected, and it could earn $5 to $6 or more in EPS in 2027. Furthermore, earnings per share could spike to $12 to $15 or more in 2028, creating a very favorable intermediate and longer-term risk-reward dynamic for Albemarle's shareholders. So here's a table of my projections going out the next several years for Albemarle. Let's take a look here. So Albemarle could increase sales and profitability substantially as higher lithium prices materialize. Therefore, we could see its stock price move notably higher in future years. Moreover, we could see Albemarle's price surge more than expected if the company can increase its earnings per share and sales more considerably than expected in the coming years. Now, in a base case outcome, Albemarle's stock price could reach about $300 to $500 in the next 3 to 5 years, in my view. Thank you very much for watching my profit report. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. And more importantly, I hope that the knowledge you gain here helps you make more informed investment decisions going forward. I would also greatly appreciate hearing your comments. So please join the conversation in the comment section below. If you enjoyed my video, please click like, share, and subscribe to my channel so I can continue creating these highly informative and potentially very profitable videos for you. You can also join the Financial Profit, my exclusive investment community, which is seeking alpha's #1 service for proven portfolio profits. So don't hesitate to join our incredible investment community now. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time and have an amazing day.